The hip-hop world is literally on fire right now. 6699 just exposed Fat Joe in one of the most savage callouts we've ever seen. And while that chaos is still burning, Blueface just got out of jail and dove straight into more drama. With Chrisean Rock. From wild allegations to emotional breakdowns, what's really going on behind all this madness? Let's get into it. Blueface has been making the rounds lately, emerging back into the public eye after serving time in prison. For someone who has spent a significant period behind bars, the transition back into everyday life, and especially life in the spotlight, is rarely smooth, and Blueface's experience is no exception. After his release, he immediately returned to the limelight through a series of live streams, appearances at events, and social outings with acquaintances from both his personal and professional life. This re-entry into public life, however, has not been simply a matter of reconnecting with fans or performing on social media. It has also meant navigating the complicated web of relationships that were strained or entirely disrupted during his incarceration. Among these relationships, one has captured the most attention: his dynamic and often controversial connection with Chrisean Rock. Chrisean Rock, known for her bold, unfiltered personality and her often chaotic public image, has become a central figure in Blueface's post-prison narrative. Their interactions have been far from straightforward, with the reunion sparking both public intrigue and concern. For fans and observers, their relationship seems to oscillate between moments of apparent camaraderie and bouts of open conflict. Social media posts, live streams, and interviews have documented these highs and lows, offering the public a raw, unfiltered window into a connection that is both magnetic and volatile. It's a dynamic that blends loyalty with tension, support with friction, and admiration with deep frustration. Part of the complexity lies in the personal history and emotional baggage that both individuals carry. Blueface, having spent months removed from the world, faces not only the challenge of reintegrating into society, but also the task of recalibrating relationships that existed before his incarceration. Relationships, especially romantic or intimate ones, are rarely paused during a prison sentence. They evolve in absence, often in unpredictable ways. For Chrisean Rock, reconnecting with Blueface has meant navigating the reality of who he is now versus who she remembered. The tension that emerges from this kind of reunion is understandable. When people grow or change under the strain of separation, even brief, the adjustments required to reconnect can be significant and emotionally taxing. Their interactions have not just been a private affair, they have unfolded in public, amplified by social media and media coverage. Fans have witnessed heated exchanges, supportive gestures, and moments of visible conflict, all played out on platforms where context is often limited and drama is magnified. This public scrutiny adds another layer of complexity, making every interaction not just a personal matter, but a performance with external observers. The result is a relationship that feels perpetually under a microscope, where private disputes are turned into public commentary, and where every step forward can be overshadowed by moments of miscommunication or tension. Interestingly, this turbulence is mirrored in Blueface's broader post-prison behavior. Beyond his relationship with Chrisean Rock, he has returned to the spotlight in a way that demonstrates both a desire to reclaim his personal brand and a struggle to navigate the new responsibilities and pressures that come with freedom. His story. Engagement with live streaming, for instance, reflects an effort to maintain relevance and control over his narrative. These streams are more than entertainment. They are a strategic tool for reconnecting with fans, re-establishing influence, and rebuilding the image that was paused during his incarceration. Yet, at the same time, they reveal vulnerabilities. As fans witness unfiltered thoughts, frustrations, and interactions that might previously have remained private. One of the more significant challenges Blueface faces is the balancing act between personal growth and public expectation. While the public may see him primarily as a celebrity or entertainer, he is simultaneously attempting to negotiate complex personal dynamics, repair damaged relationships, and redefine himself outside the prison system. This balancing act is inherently precarious because the pace of life outside prison is rapid and unforgiving. Every choice, every post, every public appearance carries weight and consequence, and navigating these pressures while also processing personal emotions from a period of incarceration is extraordinarily difficult. In this context, his interactions with Chrisean Rock become a microcosm of the larger struggle. there is a mixture of loyalty and conflict, support and antagonism that defines their reconnection. Fans who have followed both of their careers notice the cycles of engagement and estrangement. Moments of support where Chrisean Rock seemingly has Blueface's back, contrasted with moments where frustration and disagreement dominate. This push and pull dynamic illustrates not only the complexity of human relationships, but also how public visibility amplifies private issues. Whereas private relationships might be negotiated quietly and internally, the public nature of their interactions exposes every misstep, miscommunication, or emotional flare-up to scrutiny. Moreover, Blueface's return highlights the challenge of reintegration for formerly incarcerated individuals more broadly. Prison changes people in fundamental ways. Time spent in confinement can alter perceptions, priorities, and social skills. For many, including Blueface, returning to a world where social norms, professional expectations, and personal relationships have moved forward without them is disorienting. Relationships that might have been stable before incarceration are now in flux. People who once provided support may feel distant or resentful, and previously untested connections must now be renegotiated under new circumstances. Blueface's story also exemplifies the intersection of celebrity culture and personal growth. Being a public figure adds layers of complication to a process that is already challenging in private. His actions, both constructive and destructive, are magnified, creating a feedback loop where public perception impacts personal decisions, which in turn fuels more public commentary. It's a cycle that can be difficult to escape, particularly when relationships, such as the one with Chrisean Rock, are entangled with fame, reputation, and audience expectations. Despite these challenges, there are signs that Blueface is attempting to reclaim agency over his life and image. By engaging in public appearances, reconnecting with his fan base, and even developing his skills outside music, like boxing, he is demonstrating a desire to rebuild and redirect his trajectory. However, the personal challenges, especially the volatile relationship with Chrisean Rock, underscore that rebuilding an image is inseparable from addressing underlying personal dynamics. Skills, fame, and public attention cannot substitute for the emotional and relational work that is required to stabilize life after incarceration. Ultimately, Blueface's story is a layered narrative about resilience, human complexity, and the challenges of navigating life after prison. It's about a man attempting to reestablish his presence in the world, manage fractured relationships, and rebuild a public persona, all while grappling with the very human struggles of loyalty, trust, and emotional connection. His relationship with Chrisean Rock is emblematic of these challenges, highlighting how personal and public lives collide, how loyalty can exist alongside conflict, and how human behavior in high-pressure, high-visibility contexts often mirrors deeper patterns of choice and attachment. In observing Blueface's return, one is reminded that the path to reintegration and personal growth is rarely linear. Progress is punctuated by setbacks, interpersonal challenges, and moments of public scrutiny that amplify missteps. For Blueface, the journey is ongoing, and while the ring may test his physical abilities, it is the outside world, the complicated interplay of relationships, choices, and public perception that poses the greater challenge. And in this unfolding story, Chrisean Rock is not merely a character, but a lens through which we can observe the complexities of loyalty, conflict, and the human struggle to adapt, reconnect, and grow. Blueface's experience serves as a vivid illustration of the delicate balancing act required to navigate freedom after confinement, the weight of public attention, and the personal responsibility necessary to forge stability in both public and private spheres. His life is a testament to the enduring complexity of human relationships, the impact of environment and circumstance on behavior, and the profound challenges that accompany the transition from incarceration to public life. A transition that is as much about emotional maturity and relational insight as it is about fame or talent. In the end, the story of Blueface and Chrisean Rock is more than tabloid fodder. It's a case study in human resilience, social reintegration, and the ongoing tension between chaos and stability. It underscores the importance of emotional intelligence, the consequences of public exposure, and the reality that navigating life after incarceration is a multidimensional challenge, one that involves not only rebuilding a career and public image, but also mending and managing deeply human connections. In a world that never stops watching.
Being there for the kids. Really? Y'all don't even know, bro. To be tired, bro. I could be really tired, bro. And I ain't blaming nobody, you feel me? I'm just saying I'm tired, bro. Really am. I genuinely love my son. I genuinely love him. And I hate, like, people keep trying to paint that image like I don't love him. I just wish, like he got the same love I give him from his father, his grandma, everybody. Like, I 10 on the 10, like, that's what I get. You know what I'm saying? Like, I should've got married, bro. That's why, like, when you go against the word, bro, and really be there to just protect you, you know?
Blueface's story continues to unfold like a cautionary tale of fame, relationships, and choices gone wrong. Recently, he's been surrounded by chaos, from setting up DNA tests to settle questions about his child's paternity to clashing publicly with his exes. The tension between Blueface, Chrisean Rock, and his other child's mother, Jaden, has turned into a social media spectacle that few could look away from. While Blueface has been vocal about feeling abandoned during his time in prison, the details he shares reveal a deeper frustration. He recalls moments like asking Jaden for a small favor while locked up, only to be turned down, despite claiming he left her with close to $90,000 before his sentence. In contrast, he credits Chrisean for showing more loyalty during that period, saying she supported him when others didn't. Still, the emotional fallout from these strained relationships has clearly taken its toll. Blueface's commentary reflects his belief that true loyalty goes beyond words. It's about being there when someone's at their lowest. Yet even as he speaks on loyalty, his own decisions continue to raise questions. He's admitted to impulsive actions, including a shooting incident in Las Vegas that could have ended tragically. For someone once on the verge of turning his fame into long-term success, these choices have kept him trapped in cycles of controversy. What's frustrating for many observers is that Blueface has the talent, charisma, and opportunity to rise above the drama. Managed by industry names like Whack 100 and blessed with a fan base that finds his personality entertaining, he could easily focus on growth. But instead, he's been pulled back into the same street mindset that success was supposed to free him from. Then there's the matter of Chrisean Rock, the artist he signed, mentored, and got romantically involved with. Their relationship quickly blurred professional boundaries, turning what could have been a promising collaboration into a personal disaster. It's a lesson that goes beyond celebrity culture. Mixing business with volatile personal relationships rarely ends well. At the core, Blueface's situation serves as a reflection of self-sabotage in the spotlight. He's a gifted athlete, a street-smart personality, and someone with the potential to lead. Yet his choices keep circling him back to turmoil. And just when things seem to settle, new drama surfaces, like Charleston White stepping into the mix to add fuel to an already burning fire. Blueface's story isn't just gossip fodder. It's a modern parable about wasted potential, emotional mismanagement, and the struggle to evolve when the world keeps watching your every move.
Blueface, you run around here taking all them goddamn boxing lessons? Box that. Learn how to. This little gap teeth mouth retarded, mentally up, emotionally and sexually abused. Everybody know Christian done been by her uncle. She done been molested. She done got daddy problem. This a little girl this television show with. This done knocked a patch of hair out this in one episode. Y'all shame this. Man, listen, I'm just asking Blueface. Man, go to jail for whooping that. You in the jail, you shooting at a motherfucker crowd at a club. Them people ain't done nothing to you. But you got your on television. Ain't he a crip or something? Is this what happened to celebrities? better go get a white girl. You better go get a white or Mexican or one of them Kardashian kind of Armenian. But getting a broke woman.
Charleston White recently weighed in on Blueface's situation, suggesting he should consider dating outside of his race, a comment that sparked strong reactions. And honestly, this is where the conversation takes a turn worth unpacking. Yes, Chrisean Rock has a reputation for being loud, unfiltered, and deeply entrenched in that raw, street energy. There's no denying that. But it's also true that when Blueface was at his lowest, Chrisean was the one who showed up for him. Despite their toxic relationship, she stood by him for months while others kept their distance. That level of loyalty deserves recognition, even if their relationship was far from healthy. Here's the thing. Charleston's comment misses a deeper reality. The notion that Black women don't stand by their men simply isn't true. In fact, if there's one thing we consistently see, it's the dedication and loyalty many Black women show, even to men behind bars. You'll find countless examples on social media, women writing "Free My Man" posts, sending money for commissary, holding down households, and maintaining emotional connections while their partners serve time. That kind of devotion, though often unacknowledged, runs deep in the culture. While not every relationship like that is healthy or sustainable, it reflects a sense of commitment that shouldn't be dismissed. So when Charleston tries to frame the issue as one of race or culture, it oversimplifies something much more complex. This isn't about race. It's about choices, values, and accountability on both sides. And that's where Blueface's story really sits. At the crossroads between loyalty and chaos, love and dysfunction.
They got a television show, y'all. Who done gave these television show so we can watch this abused? We watching get abused. Male domestic violence. Where's the outrage? If he was whooping her, blacking her eyes, splitting her heads open, they wouldn't have gave that boy no television show. So this is what I mean by some need they ass whoop and they took. My uncle taught me this. Can somebody tag Christian in her, that Blueface boy? Listen. Now listen to me, young folk, and I'm talking to that Blueface boy. Next time that hits you, boy, ball your mother up like this here. Swing that mother and hit that right on top of her head. Boom! It'll jam her neck. Won't leave no bruises. It'll jam her mother neck. Come back.
Let's get straight to the point. Giving advice to someone like Blueface is almost a waste of breath. You can lecture him all day about responsibility, maturity, and better choices, but the truth is, he's drawn to the chaos. No amount of reasoning will change that. Charleston White might roast him for the spectacle, but it won't make much difference. Blueface embodies the same energy he attracts. The flashy lifestyle, the tattoos, the wild relationships, this is what he identifies with. He could have all the money and fame in the world, but his circle will always reflect his own habits and mindset. It's not that he can't do better, it's that he doesn't want to. There's a kind of comfort in dysfunction for people who've lived in it long enough. I remember a friend from Del Paso Heights, tough guy, built like a tank, famous for his knockout clips on World Star back in the day. He once dated a woman who brought nothing but drama, damaging his car, starting fights, just pure chaos. Then one day he met someone new. A calm, kind, genuinely good woman. For the first time, his life was peaceful. But guess what? He didn't know what to do with that peace. He told me, "She's perfect, bro. No drama, no yelling, but it's weird. I don't even know what that feels like." Not long after, he went right back to the toxic ex. Why? Because that's what he was used to. And that's exactly what's happening with Blueface. People like him seem to get addicted to the noise, to the constant drama and dysfunction that surrounds them. It's almost as if chaos has become a form of comfort, a familiar rhythm they know how to move within. To them, drama feels alive. It feels exciting. Stability, on the other hand, can feel dull or restrictive. They mistake conflict for passion and turbulence for authenticity. It's a pattern that's been seen again and again in people who have grown up in environments where instability was normalized, where emotional highs and lows were a daily part of life. For someone like Blueface, it's not just about relationships or fame, it's a deeper behavioral loop, one that has been reinforced over time. No matter how many chances he gets, no matter how many warnings or lessons life provides, he keeps circling back to what feels familiar, even if it's self-destructive. This cycle is not just a matter of poor judgment, it's psychological. People tend to gravitate toward the patterns they know because they provide a sense of predictability, even if it's destructive. In Blueface's case, the same patterns repeat across relationships, business decisions, and personal behavior. He gravitates toward people and situations that mirror the chaos he's comfortable with. That's why, despite opportunities to grow, to build stability, or to pursue healthier partnerships, he keeps finding himself entangled in the same kind of conflicts he's faced before. It's a loop that reinforces itself. Every time he engages in drama, it gives him the temporary thrill of control, of intensity, and of relevance. When we talk about Blueface's future, the question isn't really whether he'll ever learn his lesson. The lesson is obvious. Stay away from toxic cycles, prioritize stability, make thoughtful choices, but knowing the lesson and applying it are two completely different things. The real question is whether he actually wants to evolve at all. Personal growth requires intention, effort, and a willingness to step into discomfort. It requires choosing the unfamiliar over the familiar and resisting impulses that have become ingrained over years. Until he decides that he's ready to embrace that challenge, the story will continue to repeat itself. New people may enter the narrative, new circumstances may arise, but the underlying pattern remains the same. Different characters, same chaos. The sad truth is that some people don't actually want peace. They want what they know. They crave the adrenaline of conflict, the emotional highs of volatility, and the validation that comes from surviving chaos. Stability can feel almost foreign, like a life they are not equipped to navigate, and as a result, it is often avoided. In Blueface's world, that means returning to familiar relationships fraught with tension, engaging in public disputes, and making choices that create immediate gratification at the expense of long-term growth. For observers, it's frustrating, because the potential for change is evident, but potential alone does not guarantee transformation. This is also a cautionary tale for anyone watching from the sidelines. It's easy to critique someone like Blueface and wonder why he doesn't get it. But the reality is that human behavior is rarely logical. We are creatures of habit, and even people with talent, resources, and opportunity can get trapped in cycles that feel impossible to break. For Blueface, the public sees the drama, the social media spats, the highs and lows, but they may not fully understand the internal forces at play. How familiarity, adrenaline, identity, and environment all combine to shape his choices, and so we continue to witness another chapter in the same story. The setting may change, new players may come in, and the audience may grow larger, but the narrative arc is remarkably consistent. Blueface is caught between who he is and who he could be, between chaos and calm, between the familiar and the transformative. Until he consciously decides to step outside that comfort zone, the cycle will continue to define him. This is the reality of watching someone like Blueface. It's entertaining, it's frustrating, and it's ultimately human. Some people thrive in turbulence. Some people survive by clinging to what they know, even when it hurts them. Blueface's story is a vivid example of that truth, a reminder that personal growth is a choice, not an inevitability, and that evolution requires intention as much as opportunity. So, what do you think? Another chapter in the same story, another iteration of the same patterns. And with that, we're signing off from The Sorrel Show. Stay sharp, stay aware, and remember, change only happens when you truly want it.